How's everyone doing as we slowly mosey in? Dexter has moseyed nowhere. Thank you. Yeah, my room it was like it was made to be live streamed. No. I'm in my room a lot, so I put a lot of effort into making my room really super cozy. Um, I sometimes I want to stream from my studio, but the phone I can't like do the phone and the live stream at the same time, so I just stream from in here. But maybe one day. The lighting is so bad today. It's all mucky and gross out. I'm very disappointed. Oh. Trying to navigate Facebook and Alive and people and I guess mute things so everyone doesn't have to hear all of my notifications during all of this. Yeah, yesterday was gorgeous. I was super thankful for the weather yesterday and to just be able to hang out outside and go to the beach for a couple hours. And mostly people were respecting social distancing. I don't like to assume who is in the same household and who is, like when there's a bunch of people out, like it's very possible that they're all in the same space together already. They could be kids, they could be a large family, so I'm just like, whatever. But for the most part, it looked like everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. And the beach was gorgeous. I was not expecting it to be so nice out yesterday. I know I saw that you've been doing a lot of gardening, Rory. Also, there seems to be a pretty significant lag on the Facebook live streaming and the chat. So it's very possible that I'm going to say something and then you're going to comment like way later. That's something I've definitely noticed, which will bring me to my really great topic when I start talking about Zoom and why it's fantastic and amazing, but we'll wait for that. Yeah. Speaking of which, am I still on screen when I do that? Let's see. Too much happening. There we go. Too much music. There we go. Figure we'll give a few minutes and see who's popping in. It's quiet on the Facebook front today. I think everyone's taking advantage of the crappy weather to just loaf about. Not that we really need excuses to loaf about right now. We seem to be doing very good at it. Hooray. What's everyone else up to on this rainy, dreary day? I'm gonna see. Chat. Rory, are you on Zoom? I don't know if you can hear me or if you're still here. We need a channel. I don't know what that means. You are Zoomy. I feel like it's definitely the most successful of all the options for video chat right now. I know like I didn't know you could do a 2-person group chat on Instagram. I discovered that yesterday. But Facebook Live is so laggy and you don't get to see everybody. And that's why I really like Zoom, because it'll let you kind of do the back and forth thing. And see everyone's wonderful faces and their living spaces. I've said this a couple times. I'm such like a voyeur, so I really like getting to see like where everybody lives and like what their studio spaces are like and what their art spaces are like, and that's been kind of enjoyable to just see what everyone's up to in their like day-to-day lives. I'm also thoroughly enjoying getting to see everyone's pets as they make their plumpy appearances on screen. All right, who else? Where is everybody today? They're like, I'm tired of seeing your face. You are everywhere. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And I've noticed just this week, like Facebook is rolling out new stuff, and I'm sure it's totally relevant to the increase in everything happening. I also heard they're really cracking down on, actually, I think Rory, you said it, that they were cracking down on cover music and stuff like that. Because we're all just sitting around playing everybody else's songs when we run out of our own. So, yeah. But Facebook looks like they're trying. I got a request like, do you want to do the new Facebook? And I'm like, no, that is not what I need in my life right now. I don't need new Facebook on top of all the other crap that I'm dealing with. All right, give it 2 more minutes, and then I'm just gonna do the thing. Got people walking outside. I'm trying to figure out if there's really more people outside these days, or if it's just because I'm home and actually see all the people that are outside now. The beach was there was definitely a lot of people out yesterday at the beach. There was just like a million people on bikes. All right. So this is what happens when I start my day later. I'm all like out of sorts. Let me check one thing before I don't know how to see if people stream health, video clipping, polls, questions. New Facebook Live has way like too much stuff. I don't need any of this crap. I just want to physically see who is in my chat and call it a day. And I can't. Audio, event logs, no. This is weird. Alright, whatever. Okay, one more thing, and then I'll start doing the thing. Oh yeah, I have to go back to this too. So, I guess, yeah, I was hoping more people would sign on, but I'm sure people will catch this later in the stream. I want to gauge some interest in doing a writing kind of workshop. I don't know about maybe a workshop, more like a generative option where we can get everyone together and start just doing some writing. I kind of took a couple weeks off from writing just to explore some other mediums of expression, which has been lovely. But I'm getting a lot of people who've been reaching out to me in their downtime and are like, oh, I've been writing this thing, and oh, I want to do this thing. So that was really cool, and it made me really feel like I want to do that. So we'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to give a little bit of shout out to some of the cool stuff that I got to witness this week, because I think it's worth recapping, because a lot of these people are doing repetitive stuff. They're doing, not repetitive stuff, but they're doing recurring events, so you'll get a chance to tune in. I know Brian is still doing the Connection Network. I don't think it's daily news. I'll have to double check. Oh, let me back up, actually. My last live stream, I ran off like a bunch of information and people were asking me a lot of questions. So I actually typed up like minutes from it. It felt very nerdy, but it really satisfied me, actually. So I have the information, I'm bringing it up now, from last week's live. I had it all typed up and I posted it so that you could see people's links and all the things that I talked about and get to visit their pages, because what's the point of me talking about shit if you're not gonna be able to find it later? So I'm actually gonna post that in the chat now for anyone who wants it, and you can visit that, and it's all hot links because I'm a nerd. So you can see some of the stuff that I'm checking out that I talked about, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this, so you'll get to do that. Oh, this actually just reminded me. Perfect. So if you like coffee, you should absolutely go to Cyrus Chai and Coffee. And by go to, I mean go on their Facebook page. And you can actually reach out to them and order. And he is locally hand delivering coffee to people, like bags of coffee, not pre-made coffee. And then he is shipping coffee to people as well. This is some very legit coffee. It's killing me that I don't get to go and sit in their quaint and beautiful shop. I hope the second that we're allowed out of the house, everyone flocks to him, because that business is amazing and the employees are amazing. And I definitely want to help keep them open. So he is, like I said, Cyrus is delivering by hand wonderfully amazing bags of coffee. And if you only need one bag of coffee, buy more and get them for your friends, and he'll deliver them there as well. So yeah, that was just a side note because I just brought up my minutes from last week and I was raving about them. So yeah, so Brian is still doing some check-in stuff. I'm still doing the COVID creation CCC hashtag. I'm posting daily inspo. It can kind of be applied to most creative mediums. Some are a little more specific than others, but writing, music, painting, drawing, eating, cooking, whatever you do, meditating, just kind of thinking about things. They're all applicable. It's just something to keep your brain running. And I just like to have something that I have to do every day. Additionally, I'm still doing the calendar for events, but I'm realizing now that some people I don't think realized, if they're not super familiar with the Google Calendar, that when you click the event, you actually can see, like, you have to click the event and then it will have the event details, the link, where to find it, like all the info is there. So it's not just a calendar that says like, here's the thing and the name. You actually have to click it to look at that stuff. I know most of us are aware of that, but I'm learning that not everybody is. So I just wanted to point that out, that if you go to the calendar, which I will also link, you can definitely see all the events that are happening. I'm going to put the link in there now. So tiny URL, it's tinyurl.com/ccc Google Cal, but I'll drop it in for y'all. And that's the link to the calendar with events. And if you have events, let me know. And if you see events that you want on there, let me know. It's mostly local for like music. But I also have been including people that I like. It's slightly biased because I put like people, like I had Trevor Hall on there. He did a live Insta yesterday and actually donated $1 to, oh gosh, I forgot the charity already. But every person that like viewed, that chimed in, he donated $1 up to $5,000. Oh, Rory, that makes me really happy that at least like one person is looking at the calendar. I think people are using it. That's fine. Like, I just want people to know when stuff is, and I'm trying to prevent overlap with events so that when people are booking their streams, they can say, oh, I don't have to compete with this other stream, because I know that artists are out there trying to make their money, and get their tips, in addition to bringing us all levity and life. Yes, Brendan Hardesty is playing tonight. Bumpin' Uglies is doing his thing. That's on there. So now I'm all out of sorts because I had planned. I've actually been keeping, because I'm a weirdo again, and I kept a list of like all the live streams that I watched this week, because I can't keep a list of all the inappropriate places I've been without shoes. So instead I'm doing that, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 different live streams I watched this week. And I hosted 3 Zoom parties of human beings hanging out and doing stuff. So there was a lot of real, seriously beautiful entertainment this week. The Muse is live from the Edge every Thursday. So the Muse event is very cool. It is... you submit your video before Wednesday at midnight, and they actually string them all together and then host a watch party. And Andrea and Pete pre-record like a little intro and some banter, and it's really, really awesome. And it's nice to see everybody and just get to check out what they're all up to. It's 5 minutes or less, whatever your medium is. And then you can also go into the event and you can post your art and your own videos of more than 5 minutes and stuff that you're working on. So last week was the second one of those, which was wonderful, and I highly recommend it. I'm sure they'll be putting out a new event invitation shortly, and again, I will put the link in the minutes for this, for the two people that look at that. Also cool shout out to two very continuous awesome things live from our living room. Steve Urban killing it, hosting, well, he's got the group live from our living room, and then he's hosting events, which is kind of similar concept. He's scheduling live streams and organizing them into basically a whole show. He's got one tonight. It starts at 3 till like forever. And there's, I think, a DJ is ending off at the end of the night, which I'm a little disappointed because I was going to go outside and spin some poi, but it is rainy and crappy. So we'll see. It's supposed to rain all night. And he's doing another one tomorrow. And then live from our living rooms in general, the group is fantastic and they post all day. There are just live streams. Some of them are local, some of them are celebrities, some of them are in other states, but it is a very cool way, like if you just really don't have anything to do and you just want to watch something live. I've discovered a couple of super rad local artists from that group. And speaking of rad local artists, Paveway Records had their showcase last night, and they're doing another one tonight. The Cabin Fever showcases are Fridays and Saturdays. So those are things that are definitely worth tuning into. My intent was not to make this like a news broadcast, but those are definitely a couple of events between Muse live from the living room and Paveway that I really they've just been doing their thing, and it's definitely worth looking into. On a larger scale, anyone who listens to Fish, they are doing Dinner and a Movie, but if you listen to Fish, you probably already know that because we are all obsessed. Dinner and a Movie is cool though, so they stream a live show. Now for sport, there are no sports, Dan. All the sports are canceled. Music news is way more interesting than sports. We need music commentators. Anyway, so Fish is streaming every Tuesday, one of their old live streams, and they're also giving you a recipe. This is the second week in a row that it's been a vegetarian recipe. Last week's was actually vegan, very cool. Last week was a really good chili recipe. Actually, we made it. It was awesome. And this week's is something with mushrooms. I forget what it's called, but it sounds great, and I will be making that as well. And they are donating for every person who tunes in to their Water Wheel Foundation, which does all kinds of beautiful things for beautiful people. So definitely, if you like Fish, or honestly, now is the time to just give up and listen to jam bands. Like, you have nowhere to be. You have time to listen to an 18-minute song. You have no excuse. So just do that. Just tune in. It's free. There's tons of live stream, like, famous stuff happening. I know Jambase was like putting together a calendar. I joked. I said they stole my idea. But they're trying to do that too. And I just really appreciate all of the community and everyone that's, pulling together to make all this stuff available and awesome. Speaking of available and awesome, Bungtown Falls did a Zoom party last night to just chat, and that's what I've been seeing a lot of. A lot of bands are just like, I'm gonna go live and you can hang out with us and shoot the shit. So that was cool. Their new EP, High Quality, is fantastic. Go and listen to it. High Quality. Again, I will link that in the notes, minutes, whatever you want to call them. And I keep talking about all the Zoom group chats, but I'm going to save that to the end so that I don't bore anyone that's not interested. But also, sorry, because now you have to listen to the whole thing if you are interested. The Pasca Muse family, Terry Muse, Matt Pasca, Rainer, and Atticus are like the most precious family ever. And they are so like insanely talented poets, musicians, just beautiful human beings. They did a live stream last weekend out of their living room. The kids are just, they're practically adults, but they are kids. I forget how old Atticus is now. And Rainer is, 15, 14. They're younger, and they're fantastic. And they killed it last week. And they're also going live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So that's on the calendar. So go to the calendar. So if we've learned anything from this, it's read the Google Docs minutes and use my calendar. Also, I found out yesterday, Theater Out of Bounds, which if you don't know what Theater Out of Bounds is, you are also missing out, is posting up videos of their performances for all of us to watch, which is very cool. They're actually, in a couple of weeks, they're going to be posting up Mr. Marmalade, which I saw in person a couple of weeks ago. I don't even have words for the experience. It was thought-provoking and terrifying and amazing and emotional, and like I thought about it for days after. They really do a good job there. And that was my first show that I had seen from Theater Out of Bounds, and I was disappointed to find out that I had missed the play adaptation of Night of the Living Dead, only to discover they are going to not televise it, they're going to stream it tonight. I'll put it in the notes. So they did a play adaptation of it. I'm going to just bring it up because now I'm butchering it. Sorry, Joe. Theater Out of Bounds. I can screen share on the new Facebook, but I'm not going to do that. Theater Out of Bounds is going to be putting it out on Night of the Living Dead. It's supposed to go out at noon. So I'm sorry, that's what happened. It was supposed to be at noon, but they did Suburbia instead, and it does feature some local fantastic people such as Nikki Silva. So definitely go and check this out on their page. It's a theater production, and you get to watch it from your living room. So that's fantastic, and they're going to be doing those, I think Joe said, weekly on Fridays. So go and look at them. And that was it for like my highlights. I just wanted y'all to know some of the cool shit that was going on in these here parts. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I want to do a writing workshop. I actually want to do 2 writing workshops. I want to do a writing workshop in general, and I want to do a writing workshop for musicians, which sounds very much out of my league because I'm not a musician. But I do get a lot of musicians who I get to spend some quality time with, who have talked to me about being interested in writing workshops. So I thought it would be interesting to do a separate one specifically geared towards not necessarily writing music or writing songs, but just because writing songs and writing poetry and writing short stories and stuff, they're all very different. So I think it would be cool to do those things separately. But whichever ones you're interested in. Either way, just let me know your interest. Yeah, Rory, I definitely wanted to reach out to you actually about that. I have a million ideas, and I'm trying not to go crazy. Plus, I know we're all bombarded with 1,000 people doing classes and yoga and workshops, and unfortunately we're going to be at this for a while. And I have the itch for it just because I was working on a couple of projects before we all got locked in our houses. So now I'm feeling like unfulfilled because they were like this close to being ready, and then they all had to get put on hold. So I'm like, where can I shift my energy? But yeah, so that's definitely something I've had people approach me about, which is the reason that I want to do it. So if you're interested, and Rory, we'll talk after then. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm going to do it anyway, even if there's one person. So I'm going to do that. And then like 10 minutes ago, not 10 minutes because I've been running my mouth for 27. So like less than an hour ago, I solidified, I'm going to be hosting a real-time, live, interactive open mic. I'm so excited. Which is going to lead me into my whole ramble about how amazing Zoom is. So Zoom allows you to video chat with up to 100 people, and you get everyone's faces, everyone's audio. It records, it live streams, it does the whole thing. And so what I want to do is utilize that platform to basically do a digital open mic. Obviously, there are tons of open mics going on right now, but they're being done a little differently. They're being pre-submitted and done as a watch party, which is what Muse is doing, which is a great platform. It allows you to just kind of submit your video and call it a day, and you don't have to hang out until you're ready or whatever. but I'm missing that social interaction with open mics. I love seeing everyone perform. I just said I watched almost 40 live streams this week. They were fantastic, but I miss the banter. I miss the in between chit chat. I miss a lot, and I know there's a couple of those open mics that are going on right now that they're trying to integrate that more collaborative feel and do them live, and Zoom is the answer. Oh yeah, look, Rory, I did a Zoom open mic on Sunday. So yeah, it's not like an original or a special idea, but I want to host one because I miss all of you, and I know we all miss each other. So the basic concept will be same as you would be in actual person. I'm gonna I paired up with Paveway Records, so Tori and Matt are going to help me promote, and I'm going to run it, and it's basically going to just be an open mic on our computers. So we'll have a sign up sheet. We'll start early, let everyone mingle and shoot the shit and talk. And then when the performers go on, I can actually mute everybody, but then you folks can all banter in the chat that's on the side of Zoom, so you can message, so it'll actually be quiet while everybody performs. And then in between, while the next person performing is setting up, however much time they need, probably not much because they're sitting in their living rooms, but I'll unmute things. Oh, hold on. I am live on Facebook now, actually. Your ears ringing. And then in between performers, I'll turn the chat back on so everyone can kibitz and just kind of run that for the night. And then honestly, when it's done, I'm just going to leave Zoom up and let everyone talk. I've hosted three Zoom meetings this week that have gone till like later and later. The first one was until like 3 a.m. The next one is until like 5. Last night, it was almost 6 in the morning before everyone had finally like tapped out. I agree. The chat option in Zoom is fantastic. Not enough people use it. So Zoom, for all of the mouth running that I've been doing, it's www.zoom.com, or I think you could just do zoom.us. It's free. You can just sign up. You can add it on your phone. The phone platform is not ideal. The computer is definitely the way to do it. Just in terms of like scrolling and like you can only see a couple people on your screen at the same time. I'm sure if you're my friend on Facebook that you have been seeing my screenshots, because screenshots are the new selfies. We no longer take group photos, we take screenshots. And you can basically see a ton of people at once. And everyone can talk. The audio is not terrible. Like sometimes it gets a little glitchy, and obviously if you're in a room full of people talking at the same time on a webcam, it can get a little chaotic. As when I host that, sometimes I'm just like, oh, what were you saying? Like I'll try to like direct it a little, but it's been a nice platform to sit and just like last night was very low key. Like we were just shooting the shit. Like half of us were playing video games and just like every once in a while bantering. Some people played music. I mean, there's almost always someone with a guitar. It's just like a very chill way to just hang out and see each other without seeing each other. And using it for an open mic platform is really exciting, because it's not fun to just play to your empty room or like perform to your empty room. If you could be doing it to a room full of people that are watching, live and getting back, you know, getting feedback. Yes, there's a whiteboard feature. There's all kinds of things you can do your background. So if you're in a place that like you don't particularly like your background, or it's chaotic, or there's people and you need to like just cover it up, you can apply a background and it works pretty well. You don't need a green screen. I actually set my green screen up and it made no difference whatsoever. So you don't need a green screen. It's totally easy. And yeah, so like I said, it's free to sign up. If you host the free version, you only get 40 minutes. It is $14.99 a month to have unlimited minutes, and I think either way it's up to 100 people. So like I said, last night it was definitely, I did like a couple of them, and they've been like between 5 and 7 hours long. So Jeff, well, hi, buddy. So, yeah, so download Zoom, and I think it would be great if everyone just kind of bit the bullet and got onto the platform because honestly, it's the answer to everything, and it does individually. I've been messing with the sound because it's been a little unreliable, but it definitely, you can record each person individually. So if you're like playing music with your friends or something, you can export the audio and check that out as well. And that's really it. I rambled a lot today. Sorry. I feel like that's all the things. Mostly I wanted to talk about Zoom because it's definitely a fantastic platform that I'm seeing people slowly start to get onto. And I just think the faster that we get onto it, the easier it'll be. And yeah, keep an eye out for the event invitation for the Melissa Marie Imagery and Paveway Records live interactive open mic. I hope that you will do that and perform, and keep an eye out for the Muse invitation for the submissions for videos, and find my link to my Google Doc, which I'll post again later on my wall, and it's in the comments. Oh, hey, Russ, I didn't see you sneak in there. I'm bummed. The person can see me, but they can't see me. Huh. Yeah, someone was having a problem with Zoom last night too. I'm wondering, I don't know, yeah. I've used Zoom before this and I haven't had any issues, and during all of this I haven't had any problems, but I am experiencing a couple people who have had some issues. And I'm also thinking I might do a mini tiny Zoom tutorial next week, because every time I host someone, they come in and then it's like 20 minutes of trying to teach people how to use Zoom anyway. So I might just record something and or like do a live thing to help everyone figure out how to do Zoom. So yeah, look at the calendar and read the Google Docs notes if you're interested in anything that I blabbered on about tonight. And I think that was it. Yeah, that's probably it. And let me know if you are interested in participating in the writing workshop that is not really a workshop. It's really just going to be generative stuff. If I get a big interest, workshopping could be an option where we actually sit with somebody's piece and we help critique it and work through it and figure out ways that we can improve or change their piece. That's usually what you do in a workshop, but right now I think it's just more going to be a generative concept with some writing prompts and free writing and letting people share. That's the beauty of Zoom again. So we can write something in a free write, and then you can go back and you can read it to us, and we get to hear what you actually created in real time. So all the cool things are happening. And that's it. So I hope y'all enjoy this rainy, I guess it's Saturday, huh? I'm starting to lose track of it. Workshop. Okay, yeah, I haven't picked a date yet for the workshop. I want to get some things together, not a lot of things together, but I'm thinking, and I'm trying to use the calendar so I can figure out when other events are happening so that I don't overload them. And take away from someone else's event. So I'll let you know. I'll put a date out definitely. And Rory, I'll probably message you in a little bit to discuss various things. Dexter said that my discussion today was very interesting. So interesting he slept through it. All right, kids, have a delightful day. And I'm always here doing stuff, so you can always message me and say hi. Mwah.